Hello there and welcome. In the previous episode we created a service out of our endpoint script, so now we can publicly access it as long as our machine is running. In this episode I just want to show you how to connect to this machine from other places, because it's nice that we have this connect option inside the AWS website, but sometimes you don't have access to this website, especially if you are in a different place and you don't want to log in into your account and you just want to connect to the server. In this case, you can use SSH to connect to your machine, and this is the standard way people connect from one machine to another. So I'm going to show you how to do this from a Windows operating system, but obviously you can do this from other operating systems as well. So if you remember, when we first created this instance, there was a key that was generated and downloaded into the computer. And this key is used to actually authenticate any connection when we try to connect to our machine. We don't need to use this file when we connect from the browser, but we do need to provide this key when we try to connect from other machines. So if you don't remember where it is, it's probably in your downloads folder. So I have this file over here, and the name that I gave it was UnityServer key, and it has this PEM extension, so maybe you gave it a different name. So in order to SSH into our machine, we're going to open the command line. So we can click over here inside of this folder and type in cmd, and this will open the command line. And now we can use the SSH command to connect to our machine. Of course, remember, the machine has to be running, otherwise we cannot connect to it. Now, the command goes like this. You type in SSH -i, and then you need to provide the name of your file. If you do this from a different location, you have to provide the full path. But because we do this from the downloads folder, all we need to do is provide the name of the file. So UnityServer key.pem, and then we need to provide the name of the user of our machine, which is EC2 user. This is the default name that comes with any new machine. So and then we need to provide the IP address, the public IP address of our machine. So we can simply go back over here, click on our instance, and over here we can find the public IP address and copy it, and then right click to paste it over here. Now, if we try to run this command at this point, it's going to give us some kind of error because our key file is too permissive. It means that it has too many open permissions and it doesn't like this idea. So we need to remove all of these permissions and only allow our user to use it. And the way we do this is by simply going to our file, right click on it, properties, we go to security, then we go to advanced, and over here we need to make sure that the name of our user, our Windows user, is the owner of the file. If you don't see it over here, simply go to change and then find your user, simply type in the name of the user and press on OK. Then when you see the owner as your own user, you want to remove all the other permissions. So you're simply going to remove all of these permissions, maybe these ones, and it won't allow us, so let's disable inheritance. And then we're going to remove all of these. And we only want to have permissions for our own user. So click on add and select principal and then the name of the user. And now we are going to see it over here and give it full control and press on OK. So now the only one that will have permissions for this file is our own user, and then we can apply and click on OK, and now there will be no problems. So now if we go back over here and go to security, this is the only user that has permissions over this file. And this is a way for Windows to make sure that other users of your Windows machine will not be able to use this key, okay? So this is just another layer of security. Now that we did this change, we can go over here and we can press on enter. And we can see that we are connected to our machine. Now, the first time you do this, you will probably get some kind of line over here saying something about a fingerprint, and this is just something that will happen the first time, so simply type in yes and press on enter, and then you're going to be logged in into your actual machine. So now you can see that we are connected to our Amazon Linux machine from our Windows operating system. So we did not use this connect button. We can now close this entire browser and we can still do everything from Windows. So we have our UnityServer, and inside we can see the files. So UnityServer, and we can see the simple endpoint program, and we can also search for the service that we created. So we have full access to our machine without actually connecting to it from the browser. And we can do this from any machine, okay? We can do this from a friend's machine, from a laptop, from our work computer, okay? So this is the way we actually connect to servers using SSH. Now, if you don't remember this entire full path that I gave you, we can simply go back to our AWS website and we can click on connect. And instead of connecting the regular way, we can click over here on SSH client, and it will explain to us how to exactly do this, the same thing that I explained to you. So it tells us to open the client and locate the key, and then change the permissions, and then use the name of our machine. So this is the same command that we used, but instead of using the full name, I just used the public IP. It doesn't really matter, but we used SSH -i and the name of our key, user, and the IP address. So if I copy all of this or simply click over here and I paste it inside this thing, then it should connect, so you don't need to remember the entire command, okay? And obviously it will also fill in the name of the file and the name of your machine. So this is a very easy way to remember this full command. So now you know how to use SSH to connect from one machine to another. Now, just for general knowledge, you should know that not all machines require a PEM file. Some machines will simply ask you for a password. So you're going to do SSH username and IP. And then when you're going to try to connect, it will ask you for a password. And this will usually be the password for the machine. You're going to provide the password and it's going to connect. So this is the more common way to connect to servers. But with AWS and for more secure servers, they do require this PEM file to add some more protection, okay? Now, SSH is not the only thing that we can do. We can actually transfer files from your computer to the server without copying everything and just do it in a very inefficient way. And in order to disconnect, we can simply close this window over here and we can go back and use CMD again. So now instead of using SSH, we're going to use SCP. And this is a protocol that is used to transfer files. So we can simply copy files in a very secure way into our server. So you're going to find the full command in the description of this video, but let me just copy it and paste it inside. This is the full command, okay? You start with SCP -i, then you need to provide the path of your key, because even if we want to copy files, we still need to provide the key. Then you need to provide the path to the actual file in Windows that you want to copy, and then you provide the same user and IP address of the machine and the path that you want to copy the file to. So we are going to copy from this place to this place. Now, because we are already inside of this folder, we don't need to give the full path of the file. So we can simply go over here and give the full name of the file, and we don't need to provide the full path. So Unity server key, PEM, and then we need to provide the full path of the file, And what we're going to do is simply have some kind of text file over here. So let's create a text file and we're going to name it test1, okay? And we want to copy this file to our server. Maybe we have some kind of script, right? Maybe we have some kind of Python script. So we don't want to copy everything manually. So we can simply transfer it using SCP. And inside, we're going to type something like, this is a test file, and we're going to save. And now we're going to copy this file from our Windows machine into our AWS server. And to do this, we're going to provide the path of this file. But because, again, we are already inside of this folder, we don't need to provide the full path. We can simply delete all of this and type in the name. So it's test1.txt. So this is the name of the file we want to copy. And then we need to provide the IP. So the user still stays the user, but the IP should be the public IP. So again, we go over here, we go to our instance, we copy the public IP, and we paste it over here instead of this IP address. And now all we need to do is provide the location that we want to copy this file to. Now, if you want to copy it to a different location, you can give it a different path. If you don't provide a location, then it's going to copy it to the root of the file system, but we want to transfer it to the same folder where we have our project. So we're going to say home EC2 user, UnityServer, and it will simply copy the file into this folder. So now we can press on enter. And we can see this progress bar and it says 100%. It means that it was copied. So now if we go and we log in into our machine, we are going to see this text file inside of our server. Now again, we can SSH using our Windows, or we can simply connect over here. So this is faster. Let's just do it this way. And now let's find this file. If we do ls, we can see our UnityServer folder, cd UnityServer ls. And now we can see our simple endpoint Python script, but we can also see our test1.txt file. So we did not create it locally, we transferred it from our Windows machine. And for a text file, it's very easy to just create one, but think about it if we had some kind of picture. Maybe you have some kind of endpoint that provides a picture. You cannot just create a picture. So you need to transfer the pictures from your Windows machine into your server, and the way to do it is by using SCP. So now we can also print the content of this file. And we have this is a test file, okay? Because this is the content of the file that we created. So that's all for this episode. I just want to show you how to connect to your machine, and now you can connect to it from anywhere that you want and not just from the AWS website. In the next episode, we're going to create our demo Unity project, and I'm going to show you how to actually connect to the server. We're going to create some kind of JSON file that is going to contain information about the users, maybe some kind of save file, and then we're going to send it to our endpoint. And later, when we load the game or when we start a new game, we can get this JSON back into our project and have all this data saved. We are going to do many more things later in the series, but I'm starting easy, simple, just so you understand how things work. And of course, along the way, you also learn about Linux and about servers and how we can actually create our own server and customize it. So it's a valuable skill that you can have, and it can really help you in the future. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and this series, you can leave a like. You can also add a comment if you have a question. And If you're not subscribed, of course, you can subscribe for future content and to support me. And I'll see you next time.